Hi, Bea here from TAFE Queensland North. What I want to take you through today is Assessment 2B. I'm going to break down the steps for you just to explain it a little bit better. Okay, so the task required for 2B is that you're going to draft an RPL assessment plan and draft one instrument from within that tool. You're going to use the activities in Manual 2 and the templates provided to guide your activity. Once you've submitted this, you'll receive feedback from your assessor to finalise your plans, and you'll use these documents in a practical observation where you will assess someone in 2C. TAFE teachers must use TAFE templates through the teacher's resources as indicated below, but for the mainstream students you'll use the templates. So first of all, you're going to establish your own scenario. So this is, different to what you did in 1C where we gave you a scenario of Cynthia. Here you're going to work within your own industries. So for example, when I'm establishing my scenario, I'm going to imagine that I'm a business teacher teaching Cert 3 in business because that's my industry. I'd imagine through that I might have someone that may want to RPL some of the components because they've done a lot of work within this industry, but they don't have the piece of paper to back up what they've done. And that essentially is what RPL is. A person is competent, but they haven't yet been assessed. So it's assessment only, and that's what we're doing through this process. So I would imagine that my candidate might be a mature-aged person that has worked within retail for 10 years, now wanting to get into the business environment, but within that business environment has, customer service. So I'm going to look at that as my scenario. You'll be able to create your own scenario through your own industry. Unpacking the unit of competency. Sometimes 1 and 2 are done hand in hand. So as I'm thinking about that candidate, I'm thinking about the unit of competency that I would choose would be a customer service unit. If you're not sure what unit of competency to use, have a think back at the unit of competency that you might have looked at in 1B or work within your industry. So you might look at the training package first. So we'll go to training.gov. I'm going to work within my industry training package. So it's the BSB. If you're not sure, you can type a keyword in there. So if you're looking for customer service or barista or anything like that, you can search by keyword as well. By starting with the training package, I get to see everything. It's like starting from the top and working my way down. So I'm looking at the business services training package. I'm imagining my person's going to RPL at about a Cert 3 level. This is interesting to take note in because when you look at an RPL candidate, you would never RPL someone in Cert 1, probably very rarely in Cert 2. Hopefully you can answer the question as to why you would never RPL someone in those AQF levels, remembering that Cert 3 is your trade level, Cert 4 is your specialist area, diploma, starting to get into a management role. So really think about that. That person that's had work experience usually is the RPL candidate. So when you look at 1 and 2, it's often that they just wouldn't have had the opportunity to be competent within their job roles. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go into Cert 3 in business and have a look at the units in here. And here's my unit that I know I want. But you guys might take a little bit longer to go through, but that's part and parcel of the process. So once I've picked my unit, I want to go through and have a look at all the content in it, make sure it's the right unit for me. Being your first assessment, I always advise students is don't pick something too big to start with. Try and get an understanding of how to write an assessment first before we start going into, an advanced diploma. So once I'm happy with my unit, I would suggest that you print this. As much as we try and be sustainable within the TAE, there's odd occasions where you need to do it, and I would really recommend printing it at this stage because you're going to use this quite a bit.